Fellow cooperators from Ukraine, a big hello from Brussels. My name is Todor Ivanov, and as of January 2014, I have the honor of serving as Secretary General of the European Community of Consumer Cooperatives, otherwise known as Eurocoop. Please accept my apology for not being able to attend your event in person, but diary constraints took me to Copenhagen yesterday, where I learned from our Danish cooperative member about their Solidarity and Development Program in Africa. Eurocoop unites 20 national member associations across Europe. Eurocoop Spilka is one of them. Our members represent the interests of 30 million consumers across the continent, 4,500 cooperative enterprises, and 450,000 employees. Our members operate 36,000 stores, which account for more than 76 billion euros in annual turnover. Without putting extra pressure on you, I will say that your job is central to all our efforts of making the cooperative business model heard. It is central because you are our ambassadors. You have the power to portray what cooperatives do and what they stand for, and let society at large and ultimately the decision makers know about the cooperative business model. And the cooperative world has a lot of success stories to tell. The great responsibility that you carry is to work with the media and inform them of best practices and experiences by Eurocoop Spilka, which in turn will inform you of the best practices across Europe, which they will learn through being members of Eurocoop. Customers at large have very limited information about the cooperative movement and the cooperative brand, so they hardly differentiate between a cooperative store and a traditional store. This gap, precisely this gap of information, could be filled by your efforts to inform media and customers that co-op stores represent a business model which puts the person first, not capital. Cooperative stores are owned by the people, not by a multinational company. Inevitably, every dollar, every ruble, all the money spent in a cooperative store in Ukraine will remain in Ukraine and will be invested in the national and local economy. But if you shop in Carrefour or Lidl or any other international store, multinational chain, your money will leave Ukraine and go for the bonuses of the company's executive directors somewhere across the world. Not only that, cooperative stores listen to its customers and members because the members are the owners. And co-op exists to meet the people's needs and satisfy their interests. From the quality of the product sold, to the prices, to the product range. This is why usually co-op has been the pioneers in solidarity, fair trade and development programs, helping developing economies. Before Eurocoop, I used to work for the Bulgarian Member Association, and I understand that fair trade and environment-friendly initiatives are distant from the everyday troubles and priorities of organizations like Eurocoop Spilka or Central Cooperative Union in Bulgaria. They have many more headaches and challenges to solve before they can move on to helping and protecting small-scale producers in Africa through fair trade. But this is so you can understand that cooperatives everywhere care about the community and care about the community of others as well. Because the cooperative business model is based on the philosophy of combining economic prosperity with social responsibility. Maximizing profits is not our mission. Making money in order to take care of our members, the citizens of the local community, that is our mission. As wonderful as this may sound, it is as good as non-existent if the world doesn't know about it. And this is where you come in. This is your job, your field of expertise, your mission. My job as head of the Secretariat requires representing members and their interests to the European institutions in Brussels. This is otherwise known as lobbying, but in practice what it really entails is what you're doing back home in Ukraine. I need to inform and let the Brussels community know, and the civil servants in the European Parliament and the European Commission, what it is that our members do. Why is it important, and how is it better than the activities and results of the traditional business form. Our mechanism of approaching interested stakeholders here in Brussels is through bilateral or group meetings, thematic sessions like roundtables, cocktails, working lunches, where we use the opportunity to present best practices from the cooperative world. In the past, we have used a policy newsletter targeting the European Parliament and the Commission, but we deemed it insufficient compared to the other techniques of actual physical presence. We maintain our contacts via email and telephone on a weekly basis. Just as we are here in Brussels fighting the good fight, we encourage our members to do the same on national level. You, our Ukrainian brothers and sisters, are amongst the newer members of Eurocoop, but your size and scope on national level is inspiring. We're happy, very happy, that Eurocoop Spilka has joined the European cooperative family and is one of the most energetic members in terms of sharing experiences and know-how. This is exactly the strength of cooperatives. Cooperatives are together, they're stronger. Together, we can achieve more. The history of the cooperatives is a history of unification and integration, a history of consolidation and success, a history of evolution and innovation. The International Cooperative Alliance took up a bold mission to guide the efforts of the global cooperative movement into turning the current decade into the cooperative decade by making the cooperative business model the fastest growing and most people preferred business model by 2020. For this mission to be successfully completed, cooperators from all over the world, from all sectors of the economy, need to commit to the cooperative values and principles, for these are the factors which have driven cooperatives to success throughout history. But furthermore, in today's economic and political situation, the world pays too much respect to traditional business forms, which have led us to the current state of the world economy, which is not that nice. This is why we need to fight to gain recognition to provide an equal playing field for the cooperative business model, because without a favorable legislative and economic climate, cooperatives will always be held hostage. This is your job in Ukraine, my job in Brussels, and the job of all our colleagues around the 100 countries around the world with dominant cooperative movement, all united under the flag of the International Cooperative Alliance. And let's not forget the true size of the global cooperative family. 1/7 of the global population, which is 1 billion people on Earth, are cooperative members. 1 billion. And half of the world's population is somehow tied to the cooperative movement and relies on the cooperative movement for their daily survival. I would like to wish you success in your work, but also satisfaction from what you do, because you're contributing to something meaningful, to a greater cause, an idea, the cooperative idea. Let's turn this idea into reality. It all depends on us. All the best. Goodbye.